Bloodshot Eyes and Sore Thumbs Podcast. Bloodshot Eyes and Sore Thumbs Podcast. Hey, what's up? Hello. This week, the best boys have gathered again at a little E3 of our own. Excellent, eclectic, and enigmatic. Maybe I don't know.
That works.
Yeah, I'll take it.
The best boys being the exuberant Scott.
Hey, you can call me Eagle. What's going on?
The exhilarated Brent.
You can just call me Brent or Old Crow. That works.
That's what I did. But okay, Old Crow.
I feel like I need to say more E words.
Yeah, I'm trying. I ran out. I'm the eggs and the bacon. Jacob. We have a special show this week with the upcoming Electronic Entertainment Expo, otherwise known as E3. Gaining all that clean hype energy, we decided to take a swing at what we hope to see. Number one, we do not consider ourselves a new show.
No.
And not at all. I do not want to be held to that. I consider myself part of a goof show. So,
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And, the news is going to be spilling over like good beer in a frosty mug
Mm.
in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, go take yourself a gulp of that news out there.
Mm.
Holy Grail. Runneth over. So with that happening in the next couple weeks with E3 starting up, we are chatting a little early now. We decided to do our show on our E3 projections and what we're excited to see and what we want to see this week. And two things to bring up before we dive in. Yes, we are aware of Destiny 2 and its broadcast and gameplay reveal and everything. Brent gets particularly triggered when his ex is brought up in conversation, and we have a real tight schedule this week. So we ain't got time for all that. But we will be discussing our impressions next week, I assure you.
Yes.
Also, a little bit else. We all three of us are in the Surge.
The Surge.
Yeah, we've been cutting it down. And
Now, where do you guys find this? Because it's been discontinued for like 15 years as far as I'm concerned.
No, man, they brought it back last year?
Ooh.
It
You can
has
find
been
them
back
in
on the
any
shelves.
Circle K's, Walmarts.
I need me some of that delicious green energy.
Indeed.
No,
And,
but the Surge of the game. We've all been playing
the
that
game.
this week. Yeah.
Not the old sodies.
That will be next week as well. So you'd better be there.
I will be.
And, yeah.
I'm already there. I'm here.
You can count on me,
But
bud.
for this one, we have our pre-E3 notes and hopes and expectations. We're going to go by the press conference schedule that we have out just because of the huge amount of information out there for a listener at home. And actually, mainly for me, because I have a hurricane inside my head. And with all this stuff going on, I needed some way to be able to narrow it down, boys, and be able to talk about it. So the major press conferences that we have scheduled at this next show, or at the E3, I should say, not our show. EA, they have their own show, right, boys? This is their second year of doing their own little festival.
Yeah, they kind of
Kicking
do
it
it the Saturday before everything starts, kind of like across the street, if I'm not mistaken.
This year's a little different. It's about 7 miles down the road. Yeah, in Hollywood. We going to Hollywood.
Maybe that's like across the street, like terminology for all those LA folk. Like, oh yeah, it's just 7 miles down the road. It's across the street.
Yeah, the Bohemians with their Zima and their hula hoops and their Pac-Man video games.
Zima, another discontinued beverage.
But their press conference coincides with E3 to kick off the hype for the show, followed by Microsoft, Bethesda, then some PC gaming for whoever's into that, I guess. Pretty sure it's,
nerds.
Yeah, aka lunchtime. I'm just kidding.
I'm offended.
I'm not too worried about that. After that, there's Ubisoft, and as far as Brent and I were talking a little bit earlier, Scott, I don't know if you agree with us, but I think it's head-to-head as to who's going to steal this show, Ubisoft or the person's coming right after it, old Sony.
Ooh.
Yeah.
With
Well,
their
I-
conferences.
They're coming at it from two different ways because old Ubisoft has pretty much shown their whole show already.
Yeah.
And
Excited because we actually got some content posted just a couple hours before actual recording, so
Yep.
scoopage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Nintendo brings it to a close. They're the anchor. They're the cleanup bat, and I'm sure they're gonna impress everybody with their new stuff coming out.
Yeah, seems like it's gonna be a Mario type of show for them.
Yep.
Speaking of EA, that's another way to say EA. Why don't we just dive on in, guys?
Let's do it.
This is going to be the second year of their EA Play.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
it's going to be reading your notes a little too literally there, Scott.
Electronic arts.
Okay, we're in the game. Here we go. This is the second year that
Oh my
they're
God.
I can't help myself. Somebody help me, please.
Oh, God. All right. Focus.
Eagle, you take it, because apparently I can't focus.
Oh, man. EA Play. Jumping in there. So, first of all, what do you guys think about this whole E3 being kind of the first show that's open to the public? Like, I think that's
I think
kind of
it's going to
odd.
be really difficult to show anything off. I think it's going to look like Disney World in the dead of summer. Like
Ooh.
everybody's packed in there waiting in line for the roller coasters and such. I think Nintendo's probably going to have a little bit better of a time because they have their little tablet consoles to just
Yeah.
hand out
Yeah.
to everybody,
Yeah.
you know? So everybody, that's just what I'm presuming. I'm not super businessman, best Jacob alive over here or anything, but I don't know. My logic would suggest that Nintendo's going to be able to reach out to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I bet they chain those switches to the lady that hands it to you.
I was gonna say. It's gonna be a lot of stolen devices.
That's what I was thinking at first, but I mean, I don't know. It's LA. I'd be
Yeah,
pretty
break-
scared of the cops
yes.
out there.
Yeah, but
I don't know about
open
all
to the
that.
public, just hordes of homeless walking in. What's going on here?
Well,
There's
so
not
yeah, you got EA that's going to be taking, the Saturday before everything kind of kicks off.
Mhm.
And I'd be willing to bet, and it seems like they'll be doing a lot of Battlefront 2 stuff, for Star Wars.
Yeah, I read that
Yeah.
there's a date for it too. November 17th
Yes.
Boom.
is what they have up.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be able to play it too.
That
To
wouldn't
tag
surprise
on to
me.
that, Eagle, I also read about Need for Speed Master P. I mean, Need for Speed No Limits, and with their whole VR interface too. I don't know if that's going to be at E3 or their show. Well, I'm sure it's going to be at their show if they're talking about it.
Yeah, it would be time because they've turned that kind of into an every year type of thing, and the last one really didn't hit that well, so they're giving this one a little bit of a longer cycle, I think. And I know in their press release they made a big deal about them bringing the old pause button back. So
Pause one. What a bunch of sissies.
I mean,
sissies.
such courage bringing back the pause button.
Slow clap for pause. Personally, pause button. I think unless you just are playing a game developed by people who are sadists, and those are out there on the dark web. I get particularly pissed without a pause button, and I'm talking even in cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes somebody's got to go to work, or whatever, and they crammed in that last little 5 minutes, and they got the boss, so they get the cutscene they want, and nah. So yeah, I get missing content anxiety, so I'm glad that when I can pause something, even mid cutscene.
Well, yeah, it'll be cool to see like what they do with the Need for Speed. I know they did say that they're going to be, put an emphasis on the cops again because that's been a main, stay in their games, and I think that's a good angle for them to go after because you got Forza, you got GT Sport coming out this year. Those are great racing games that don't utilize the cops and chase aspects. So maybe they can do something creative with that again and breathe some life into that franchise.
And with VR too, that
That's
sounds like it'd be pretty cool.
That's
Oh,
like the
for
wild
sure.
card of 2017, right? Like
Yeah.
VR. Ugh.
That's the only place that I see VR really being a lot of fun as far as gaming to me, because in those drivers, I usually always pick the I can
Cockpit.
see my steering wheel in the windshield in front of me.
Yeah. Cockpit view.
Yeah, I usually do that for a little bit of added
Immersion.
just challenge and such
Yeah.
in general. We know Madden's going to be there.
Yeah. You can count on that, man.
Yeah, you can bet the farm on that. And NBA Live and FIFA, of course. I don't know
That's
what
their
that
big one.
is, but
they've been talking some Switch stuff maybe with that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see a little something with that. I know that's going to be big for the world. I'm not the biggest soccer fan, but it's cool to see them supporting that. Now, earlier you said something about The Sims. Can you fill me in on this?
I was just gonna say that. Like, it's that is what it is. I remember playing The Sims when I was young, and it kind of creeped me out a little bit, but I enjoyed it a little bit. It's just I don't know, just a bunch of people walking around going like "Fubu-BT!" Whoa, 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 whoa. You just take away the doors in the house and watch them whine at you for a little while.
Oh, that's nice.
I honestly, the more I think about this, the more I think it would be a lot of fun on a mobile device. And I don't know why I say it like that, like I'm 80 or something.
Cool. Is it one of those match 3 games you kids like so much?
New fantastical information glass that we carry around. But I think that could be a lot of fun on a phone. I don't know if a phone can handle that kind of thing, but yeah. And cool. I could go into it, but there's not really a lot to go into. The Sims is The Sims.
Yeah. Simulation. Gotta love it.
You pick your character, you pick what you do, and watch them live in a world that's easier than yours and do better than you. I'm just kidding.
Well, one question I have with the EA stuff is, recently in the news they've had Mass Effect come out to kind of a stumbly start, and they said that they're going to put it on ice as they work on other things, but they have previously announced that BioWare, the company that does Mass Effect, has something else in the oven. Do you want to put any money on them showing that, or?
I've read a lot about a new BioShock.
Yeah?
But again, this is like all the little speculation bubbles, and doing my research, every article seems to be a Reddit post, a Reddit forum, and that could go any way.
Fake news.
I could waste 10 minutes of my life I'll never get back trying to go through Reddit posts. But yeah, I had read a lot about a new BioShock, perhaps.
Huh. That would be amazing.
What do you think they're going to do with Battlefront 2?
Well, they've said that they're doing, full campaign. They're doing space battles. They're doing slow clap for that, guys. Good job.
There you go.
They're just refining it, I feel. So there's a lot more weapons and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I agree. What they came out with, was that last year before? I think they had a great framework there. It was just, it was kind of some holes in the content. It wasn't the most stimulating game, right?
Holes in the fun, more like it.
And this campaign is going to be set. You are going to be on the side of the Empire and kind of giving that perspective, apparently. So that sounds interesting to me. Just more lore in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I bet the old folks on the subreddit, The Empire Did Nothing Wrong, will probably be into this real hardcore.
Yeah.
Next up, after EA kicks off the show, or the next conference up is Microsoft. They moved their spot to opening the show with it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're definitely real confident on this one.
You think Scorpio will be named?
I think that's going to be the first thing that they say.
I think they have to at this point, man. It's coming out in a few months, right? Like, whew. It's gotta... Did
you say it's speculation it'd be Xbox One X?
That's what I've heard multiple people say. I would like to see like Xbox Box.
I was gonna say it sounds more like a 2003 gamer tag. Like is your name really Box One? It's like Xbox One X.
Yeah.
420.
XX Xbox XX
69.
Yeah. No scope Xbox 360.
No scope.
Good.
Yeah, here's my hot E3 prediction for you guys coming in. Get ready. They're just gonna call it the Xbox.
Like THEE?
That's so
the Xbox.
The Xbox.
No, I think they're gonna go just full Apple with it, like how they did with the iPad. Just kind of like the new Xbox. Here's the new standard.
Or they could go the Nintendo route, as in calling it new Xbox.
But the Xbox One S is going to stay on the market.
Yeah, for sure.
What
I don't know.
was that, Jake? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I remember hearing in an interview with Phil Spencer that they intend to have the Xbox One S stay on the market, and the Scorpio iteration of it would be a premium, kind of like PS4 versus PS4 Pro.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, the Xbox One S is going. That's still going to continue to sell more, and it's definitely going to outsell the Scorpio.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
that's what
going to
they
be
want
kind
to
of like
happen.
their new base model standard. The Xbox One, the launch day ones in the first couple of years, I think those are going to start to, just kind of phase out as people upgrade.
I understand. I just think maybe I was a little too left field. Just in terms of naming their equipment and such, to name it just Xbox. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I kind of want some kind of like rad, iteration name for this particular.
I want the word
console,
cyber in there somewhere.
but it's not my $1 billion company, so I'm going to leave that to the experts.
Well, yeah.
As
so
far as
go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, bud. I was just going to start talking about some of their first party games that they most likely will be talking about after they announce the Scorpio details. But,
Yeah.
what were you going to say, bud?
No, that's what I was going to say. We've got to take a look at their games because just looking at their lineup, they kind of got slim pickings as far as their first party games are concerned.
Dude,
Yeah.
Crackdown 3? Are you kidding? Dude, you
That's
don't know anything about anything.
That's a myth. that's a cold myth.
Now there's cell phone footage of a TV screen of it.
Somebody has it right now.
Yeah.
They bought it at a mall kiosk.
There's some dude at IGN who played it 4 years ago and was like, "Yeah, it was all right."
10 out of 10.
I'm telling you, they looked almost just like Just Cause. Maybe I'm a little mixed up there.
So-
Sea of Thieves is getting closer and closer and closer. That looks pretty cool considering it's about pirates, and normally I'm not a pirate fella.
No?
But it looks pretty rad.
I like Sea of Thieves. Looks like one of those games that it's kind of one of those open world MMO pirate games, but it's really based on you and your little team, your little squad of like 4 or 5 dudes, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
wait. What other MMO pirate games are there?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
No, just a statement that you made. It's your run-of-the-mill MMO pirate game. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that open world pirate MMO that's been played
Finally,
to death over the past
something to
year.
get me off of Pirates of the Caribbean online.
What, you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn? That open world pirate game?
Super Mario Galaxy? The one with the ships and the booty and the swords?
Yeah. New Donk City. Come on, pirates, guys. Pirates.
You don't.
But
Sea of
anyways,
Thieves looking
yeah,
pretty
Sea of Thieves. I think that's one of those games that it's going to live and die by the people you play with, right?
Yeah.
I think the content in that game looks like it's going to be kind of slim. Like, go here, look for the treasure, but all the video and all the footage that they've shown of that look like it's kind of everybody's having fun with their friends. It looks like it's one of those experiences to be had versus like a story to be seen.
Yeah.
there isn't a ton, at least, or maybe I haven't done enough digging to see what it looks like. It kind of looks like, Neverwinter, but in a different, obviously different things to do and such. Like, what I mean is a third-person live RPG.
Sea of
multiplayer
Thieves
RPG.
is first person, kind of like with a blocky, cartoony, like almost like a Overwatchy kind of style, like look to it.
Yeah. Almost cell shaded.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that.
I thought it was third-person.
No, you're
First
definitely got
person.
first person because I've seen some funny shenanigans with people trying to repair their ship. They've got some funny mechanics for that when your ship gets damaged in combat.
I think that's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it when it comes out. I'm probably going to be streaming it a little bit first because, there are so many pirate MMOs to choose from.
There's a lot out there.
I'll be consulting Metacritic.
Yeah.
quite a bit.
But so last week we talked about the possibility of maybe seeing something from Halo 6 and that team, and they have shot us down, if I am not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
Halo
a little,
6.
little heartbroken.
But,
No Halo 6. We did mention that on the last show.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to be around. And
said-
I'm kind of sad, but not sad.
Yeah. Like they said they have a little something in quotes for us, so I don't know.
You got any hot predictions of what that might be?
I don't know.
I still think it's going to be another movie.
Or yeah.
Another
starting,
animated or otherwise.
Yeah, I'm starting to lean that way, which
They shouldn't have teased
cool.
it. They shouldn't have even brought it up. Like, for real, though.
No.
Well, I
It
think
just had to be a pleasant surprise.
hot prediction from me,
Yeah.
they're going to do something like their Spartan Assault offshoot. Like a little,
I remember that.
like not a mainline Halo game, but, a different kind of experience. That would be my guess.
Hmm.
Halo 5 ODST.
Oh, that'd be
That'd be
so tight.
sick.
Oh,
That'd
my
be
God.
awesome, dude. ODST is my favorite of the Halo series.
Let
Yeah.
me play the blue team? Come on.
Halo at night, dude. With smooth jazz in the background. Are you kidding?
Dude, that
ODST
made
was
that
the
game.
best campaign experience.
I won't
In
argue with you on that.
my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Well, so what else we got for Microsoft?
For Microsoft, I don't have a whole lot because I've been so enamored with the Scorpio.
Mm-hmm. I
And,
bet we'll see Forza 7.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
That's an annual thing now. Even at, I don't know. This one entry seems so strong though.
Oh, Forza Horizon?
Yeah.
That's a whole separate developer and company. That's done by Playground. The mainline Forzas are done by Turn 10, so they've had a couple years since 6. So, or 2 years since 6. So hopefully, they can do some big ones. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that's going to be a showcase game for the Scorpio. Really.
Yeah.
Holy guacamole! I'm learning from my own podcast.
Hey.
Dude, that is some news. Nice. That puts a lot of perspective on it for me. So yeah, in that case, Forza 7 I think would probably be a shoe-in based on my peasant brain.
I'd go there with you for sure.
Yeah.
And we
Showing
got
off.
Gears this year, so I don't think we're going to see anything from that. Do you?
No.
I don't. Have y'all
Yeah.
played it at all?
No.
Not the fourth
Yeah.
one, no.
No.
Gears kind of lost me after. I did play through 3. I played
Yeah.
through 3 with a friend, but I didn't play the what is it, the prequel or side story that came out?
After
Judgment.
Yeah,
That's
I did not play that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And I've not played 4.
Too much chainsaws to the chest for me, personally.
Yeah, I like to sit and chill and like this. It was awesome the first time that I saw it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I kind of have a bit of a hippie mindset. I don't want to sit there and hear like 15 minutes before I go to bed all night.
Yeah. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, I work in the hospitality business at the old arrow sharpening shop. So
Jeez.
Hospitality.
yeah.
Well, do you guys have any other hot predictions for Microsoft? Anything?
My mind is blank because I can't wait to get on to the next.
Yeah.
I predict that the Scorpio will have a mohawk.
Oh.
Yep.
That's so Scorpio.
It's gonna be so edgy, dude.
That's
I'll
so
take that bet.
Scorpio. Like smart and techie, but still really edgy.
What if they
Mhm.
called
Yeah,
it the
so-
Edgy Box?
God.
I think they'd owe us money.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Yep. Coming after you, Microsoft.
You hear that, Spencer?
Oh,
Please hear
God.
that. Please hear that. We want subscribers.
Well, who's coming
Guys,
up after
Bethesda.
Microsoft?
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Bethesda, which to me, like, I don't know, it sounds more like a like a store in the mall that you would find like sweet smelling lotions.
I think it sounds like a big girl.
Ooh.
Holy tell her Bethesda
Nice.
sent you. Oh,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
she's
Bethesda.
always the one on the mechanical bull when you're walking into the bar.
She makes
It's,
good cheese.
That's all Bethesda. Have y'all seen this graphic that they put out to get people hyped up?
Yeah.
About-
Yeah, dude. Run me through
look-
that, man. You sent it to me. It got me all hyped up. Love stuff like that.
Dude, just cheesecake. First of all, if anybody associated with them or whoever created that was a great, awesome idea. Great picture. It's if you say go to an amusement park and you get the map of the amusement park, they always have it pretty entertaining to look at, showing you where everything is and the landmarks. Bethesda released a old JPEG that has that vibe where you can see various properties displayed on it. They've had a hand with. Help me out. You could see little Skyrim land, and you can see little
Vault Boys,
Prey Land, Prey World, or whatever. Various properties that they have, but 2 areas of the map are quote-unquote under construction.
Yeah.
So that leads me to believe that we're going to have some big surprises from Bethesda at E3.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you're right, bud. And I've got 2 big guesses.
And these are my favorite guesses that I've come across too. Let's hear them.
All right. I'm thinking new Wolfenstein, because they gave a little tease about that, I think, last year. Maybe Colossus or something in that vein. So I think new Wolfenstein, and I think Evil Within 2, or some type of sequel to that.
Did y'all ever play that? Evil Within?
No, I didn't. I'm a scaredy baby.
I watched you and old Mooch go through it a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it played just like Resident Evil, honestly. Like, it is strange.
I remember some
because
just like terrifying Spider Queen. Like, I don't do stuff like that, man.
It got pretty visually gnarly.
Yeah.
And, you're always at a serious disadvantage going through it. But it was just kind of manufactured to look gross. It was a lot of fun with some pop-out stuff. Mainly what I did like about it was they took an approach where new rooms and areas you'd go to, you'd have people on patrol, these monsters on patrol, so to speak. And so you would just see an area, and you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to fight this dude. So you have to sneak through and just be terrified the whole time. And, you had the lights off, and,
And you're sweating.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, and it's not like regular sweat. It's that anxiety sweat.
Oh yeah.
That has you
the bad kind.
smelling a little gamey.
Little salty stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, do you think we're gonna see a new Elder Scrolls? I mean, it's about time. I'm looking at my watch right now. Wouldn't it be? I know there's the Morrowind expansion, but I mean, isn't it about time for a new Elder Scrolls?
Man, I don't
know, man. I think they're really focusing on Morrowind Online right now.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be surprising. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, they went and did it. I think it's coming. I don't know. Bethesda's been kind of on this track with, not showing the games too early, right? They showed Fallout, what was it, last year? And then, like, in the fall it was out. Like, that's quick. So.
It better be. It's not spring out.
Speaking of Fallout, did you guys hear about the Fallout 4 VR?
I think they're probably going to touch on that a little bit too.
Yeah.
That's a good call out.
Apparently,
do you think that's going to be just like the full game in VR, or do you think they're going to do one of those little like experiences, like get inside the power armor and like walk around this block?
Yeah. So see, that's one thing I was wondering, but I heard that they said VATS in VR is really cool. So that sounds like the full game to me, unless maybe it's just VATS, but. I couldn't see them just like put this face mask on, and like
tutorials hosted by Gary.
Guys, this is my least favorite part of the game. I want out of
Gary. Haha, Gary.
But yeah, no, I think it's gonna be the full game, and that's pretty cool.
That will be neat.
What did you think about Wolfenstein? I know that you jumped into that game. You disappeared for a few days, if I recall correctly, when Wolfenstein came out.
I came up for air and Hot Pockets. That was about it.
Did you get all the Nancy's?
Got 'em,
Did
bro.
you see your shadow, bud?
None left. I picked up all the helmets. I threw all the knives.
I guess we can thank you for your time, Eagle.
Well, Wolfenstein was one of the first games I ever played as a kid at my uncle's house. Like, one of those things where you're not supposed to, and parents turn their back, and you're like, "Rah! Shoot Nazis in the face."
Yeah. You're like, you think they'd be cool with it? You're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
But
it's like, look, Grandpa did this.
Parents just don't understand. Man.
What did you? What were you playing it on, Eagle? May I ask?
It was like an old HP PC, baby.
Yeah, it was.
Commodore Amiga.
It was old. But so like when they announced the new Wolfenstein's coming back from Machine Games a couple years ago, I got pretty excited. Up to date first person shooters, new story and stuff, and they were great. I mean, very surprising cool stories. I like the stories. I mean, I don't like the stories. I think they're creative in the way that like the Nazis win World War II. So it's like this weird alternate timeline where they're the superpower, and it gets real zany. I mean, I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but you fight on the moon. It's like moon Nazis.
I remember that one. Yeah. And then it gets real shreddy. I remember that music being so awesome on the modern Wolfenstein. But am I wrong? Like weren't at one point, like back in the day when you were talking about, wasn't Wolfenstein and Doom kind of under the same? I mean, they look exactly the same. I always thought they were made by the same people.
I think like back when this was originally happening, no, I think they were different people. But they were coming out at the same time, like using similar engines and like that style of thing, and it was just kind of a race to, figure out first-person shooters, really.
Yeah,
and young pre-Napster Jacob probably just wouldn't understand that.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyway, like Wolfenstein and Doom, those were like the two really big first-person shooters on PC that kind of pushed, gaming into where it is, in a way, especially with these FPSs.
I'll take that back. It looks like it did do Wolfenstein. Or, excuse me. No. Muse. Muse Software. Let's just squash that right quick.
Squashed.
Edit that out.
Why don't we bury it under Ubisoft excitement, because they're up next.
Yeah.
And they've got enough to be excited about to bury pretty much everything.
Oh, man. Like I mentioned earlier, Brent thinks a little differently, but I think Ubisoft has a serious chance to steal the show.
My money's on Sony.
They got coming up. I mean, granted, Ubisoft seems to be in the sequels business these days, but that doesn't mean that we've enjoyed those games any less. Yeah. Assassin's Creed's got to be up to their... Man, I can't even put a number on this. I mean, this got to be like the 10th one, if you're including Revelations and Brotherhood and...
there was a 2D side-scrolling one at some point.
A bunch.
What's
of
the one with the? It came out at the same time as 4 or
Rogue?
5. I mean,
Rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah. Rogue
and
Chronicles.
Cyclops. And I'm just kidding. This one's called Assassin's Creed Origins, and I feel it's pretty safe to assume it's going to be either in ancient Egypt or in the Luxor Hotel of Las Vegas. It's.
What if it was like both? Like present day Animus is set up in the Luxor.
In the Luxor.
You're filming Remember the Time music video for Michael Jackson, and then the Templars attack.
You don't even know what time it is.
Ocean's 11's involved. It's crazy.
There's slot machines in the Sphinx.
Squirrel Master's coming out of left field. It's crazy. Well, Ubisoft has definitely had time and opportunity to take in all the criticism from its loving fans, I assure you. We're critical of the games because we love them.
Yep.
And this new one's supposed to be in Egypt.
Yeah. They took a step back. They admitted that they kind of got a little out of control with pumping out a new one every year, and they took a step back, and I'm super hyped to play this because I love Assassin's Creed, and I want to see if they really refined the game itself and not have game-breaking, face-melting glitches.
The only thing that I get worried about with this potentially being like an Egyptian setting, is there's nothing tall.
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say. There's nothing to climb.
I mean, climbing the pyramid's gonna be cool, right? But there's
but I could do
them,
that, and there's no way I have Ezio Auditore's upper body strength.
They are inherently stairs, if I'm not mistaken.
It's by design.
On the contrary, no. If it's the original face of the pyramids, they were actually completely smooth with like white granite on them. Yeah.
But save it for Ancient Aliens, okay?
Dude, I'm pulling my hair out right now. I want it to be that tall blowout look.
Listen, aliens. I mean, I know we have a tight show and everything, but I will say this about Assassin's Creed: I don't know what this game is supposed to be about. I know narratively it is, but what I'm getting at is, I didn't catch on until Brotherhood, and then I went back and played 2, and then I went back and played 1. I had a lot of fun in Brotherhood, climbing the buildings. You're in Rome. You're in Italy. I thought that was supposed to be the point of the game, is to do something an action RPG does, but with even more no limits as to how you approach a person.
Yeah.
Even climbing on a building and hopping down.
Yeah.
And then they put out 3, where there's nothing to climb in Boston. You can't climb the trees. You run up broken trees, which I guess are everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you're in boats.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it's supposed to be about. And before I talk too long, I was just saying, like, what my idea would be, what I've always wanted, the next step in the narrative or whatnot, without spoiling what's happened, is I was always wanting the next Assassin's Creed, quote unquote, no matter what year it is, to be like modern.
Yeah.
Like Desmond is an assassin now.
Yeah.
And our buildings in our modern day are pretty tall.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so like a modern day Assassin's Creed where he's doing, you know, this assassin's work, but, you know, he's on a skyscraper and you're going through an awesome big city. We know Ubisoft can do it. Their maps are my favorite.
Yeah, it's called Prototype. Never played it?
I wouldn't do Come on, dude.
Hey, guy, you ever heard of this game called Prototype?
Hey, kid, come
Hey,
here.
guys, Prototype. Hey, guys. Hey, y'all ever play Prototype?
Well, it's like, just give Marcus and Watch Dogs a little bit more right trigger to climb up the building.
You know what? When the first Watch Dogs came out, I was just like, to me, this feels like an Assassin's Creed successor. You just can't climb. I like Assassin's Creed because you learn.
Yeah.
I know that probably may not strike a lot of people. I mean, it made, I don't know, I read everything, as I've already said before. So it was pretty cool to be able to see how, you know, this fictional history is kind of worked into everything.
Yeah.
I got this cool game called Math Blaster. It'll teach you, like, fractions.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
What? But I got these flashcards and they don't need the batteries. Guys, before the show, Eagle, oh man, with his fleet fingers on Google, we're about to talk about Far Cry 5, which was starting to be kind of leaked about a week ago, with some people shooting some Wild Westy looking things, but on forum boards, people weren't sure if it was maybe Red Dead Redemption 2 or in fact a Far Cry 5. Eagle found that just a couple hours ago, Ubisoft released some videos that shed a little bit more light on Far Cry 5, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like it is confirmed for Montana.
Get on Google, watch those videos, or get on Bing or whatever you use, watch those videos. I have no idea what's supposed to go on, but it looks semi-modern times. I know that the buildings look kind of, the buildings look recent, that kind of style.
Ish.
It takes place in Montana. I
Hope
know
County.
there are guns, which because A, it's Far Cry, and B, we heard a gunshot in one of the trailers.
Yeah, the trailers are kind of brutal looking. They released like maybe 4 or 5 little 20-second ones, like things ranging from a dude running through a field getting shot in the back to, what did you say, his head getting beat in on a bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this bell's being rung with a head. Like he's just bang, bang,
Dude, I'll tell you the thing I'm excited for is who's the bad guy, because Far Cry has some of the best villains, man.
Dude,
Definitely the most charismatic, and they need to devote more time to them.
No.
They really do. Excuse me. Voss. Too much Dark Souls.
Yep.
Voss was great. Needed to be in there more, but his voice acting is awesome. His lines were great. His presence was awesome. Pagan Min was a lot of fun to watch, but he's just not in the game.
And, from the opposite side of that, I'm kind of one, like, especially with Voss and Far Cry 3, it's like him being absent through the game almost made me dread the encounters even more because they made him seem like such a badass. He was so awful, so mean. And, there's a cutscene where you wake up and he has you. And it's like, oh my God, I'm right here. Like, he's got me. So, I don't know. I see where you're coming from, though, because they are notorious for leaving their villains, like, out of the game. But I do love their character setups.
Did y'all ever see the Assassin's Creed movie?
No, actually, I didn't watch it.
I still haven't gotten it, and I'm always down to see a video game adaptation.
Yeah.
Me too.
They got the chops, to write. They're trying to make this move into making more movies that are based on their content. I just want to see more. I just want to see more out of there. I mean, no matter what, I say all this stuff and it sounds negative, but it's really because I'm very positive and excited for Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
4 was a blast. Gyrocopter. All day. I don't know if it's going to be there, but the most excited I am about Ubisoft is all the news on a new Splinter Cell.
Man, I'm going against you on this one, dude. I think they're going to break your heart.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah. Don't tell me that on air, bro. I've read that Michael Ironside is confirmed to come back and be on there. I better not be trolled.
I bet.
Michael Ironside is a badass.
I bet
Everybody
you get a
fights.
Splinter
Nobody
Cell
quits.
mobile game.
You did, bud. You had your little spider bot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind the new Sam Fisher, but I always like the sneaky chokey.
Yeah.
It's
I like
definitely
those
time.
games.
Like, it's been a few years, so, you know, if it would be a cool time to show one off, and, you know, they would definitely, like, turn some heads, because I don't think it's, you know, I don't think it's one of those things many people are expecting, so, you know, if you call that one, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Fifth Freedom, don't need it. I'm non-lethal. Okay, so Brent's pony he's picking happens to rhyme with pony, and that is Sony.
Hey,
and that is next.
You think they're going to bring the orchestra out this year again?
They'd better. This is like a big
Wouldn't
Metallica
hurt.
concert. Just Last of Us 2, I definitely think is going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed that off a little bit. Little teaser trailers.
I'm hoping it's more than video, but I'll settle for video. And a little bit of that sweet guitar on the sound.
You don't think they'll show any gameplay?
I don't know.
I don't
know.
I think they will.
I don't really know how Naughty Dog does things. I only really enjoyed their stuff. And this is really my first year getting hyped about E3. I used to not really pay that much attention. I figured I'd get the release dates in the headlines, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
This is Christmas in June, baby.
Yeah.
Insomniac is making the I don't know if y'all ever played Spyro the Dragon back in the day,
for
but
sure.
Yeah, they're making the new Spider-Man
Yeah.
for the
Nice.
PlayStation.
Nice.
Yeah,
They did
that might be a
Sunset
lot.
Overdrive too, right?
Sure did,
Yeah,
bud.
you can tell.
You get a point.
Hey. Yeah, I don't know, man. It looks cool, but you know that's definitely first party. You know, only on Sony.
No.
So
Yeah.
I might miss out, but
Mm.
just like Spider-Man, man, that looks cool, and I mean, I'm really hyped for Death Stranding. Do you
Oh,
think you're gonna get
dude.
any more of that?
Dude,
Do you think Kojima's going to be in the building?
I mean, that's the one thing I'm most excited to
First
see
of all,
and hear
Kojima's in your building. Have you found him? He's everywhere.
What took you so long?
Nano machines, bro. Nano machines.
Kept you waiting, huh?
about. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Oh, boy, this game. What is going on? Have y'all seen the memes floating around from the first trailer
No.
for Death Stranding with Norman Reedus, like, holding the baby and crying, and somebody, like, photoshopped in Qdoba burritos instead of the baby?
Does he not like his Qdoba burrito, or is he so happy with it?
Who knows? We don't know, and
They forgot my queso.
that's why I bring up the burritos, because there's still not a whole lot going on with this game
Yep.
as far as what's supposed to be about it. I know that it's I found out recently, and as I mentioned in the past episode, it's Horizon Zero Dawn was showing off the engine that it was going to be using, and hopefully we'll have old Kojima and Guillermo in the building.
Yeah, I wonder at what capacity, you know, all these people are going to be in there, like the Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus and Guillermo. Like, I wonder how much of that is just like buzz names on the project,
Yeah.
or you know, if they actually have big roles and stuff. I'm very curious.
I'm curious no matter what. Kojima's the pony I picked. I really enjoy everything that he does, and I can't wait to see what he does with a whole lot of money that just doesn't stop
Yeah.
from Sony.
Yeah,
I
sure
want to
he
see
just-
this guy's final form, man.
Dude, I'm sure they just gave him the card and they're like, call us in 5 years.
Do y'all like God of War?
I like what
God
they
of War
showed of
players?
the new one.
Yeah.
Old daddy God, old daddy Kratos.
Yeah. Looking
Beards on beards on beards.
BA.
Can't grow any hair, but you know,
Yeah.
just full on. Help me out with this though. It's supposed to be no longer are we dealing with the Greek pantheon. We've switched cultures. It's now going into the Nordic stories.
Yeah, it seems
That's
that
what
way.
It seems, yeah.
That could be cool, man. Like that game has some really cool, like big, stunning boss fights that those are the type of things that the next gen technology that we're talking about, the processing power of our equipment nowadays, like, can really make those stunning. So
yeah, and I haven't met anybody that said anything bad about God of War. End of the day.
I mean, what they showed off so far looks awesome, beautiful, thrilling. Yeah, man, I'm excited for it.
And I mean, any game where you have a son, I mean, that's cool, right?
Yeah,
A son and abs.
that's
Dude, hot
There's
prediction
like a 9-pack.
for E3.
How does that even happen?
Dude, hot prediction, bro. Kratos is gonna go down in the first chapter of that game, and you're the boy.
boo.
I always think of cereal whenever I hear Kratos.
What?
Like
Kid
eat your
tested,
Kratos.
mother approved. Kratos.
He likes it. But yeah, and my PS4 will be waiting for all of these games.
Yeah.
well.
Now, here on a real left field thing, do you think Sony might show any hardware, like VR, PS5? Like, they're kind of in all directions right now.
I mean, I'm
Project Sagittarius.
Oh God.
E3 is a virtual horoscope.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
No, but I think they're probably going to be showing off some more VR stuff. If they don't, then why did they put that thing out then? You know what I mean?
They did just release Farpoint, the one. It's like a first-person shooter, and you can buy it with like a gun, like a physical gun that you can hold.
Oh yeah.
Which that's pretty cool. Like, I wonder if they're going to utilize that in any more games, like with a gun. It would seem only wise, but they have made.
I would hope they have more than just that one.
Yeah.
To talk about. Maybe next year will be the year of VR. One thing that I did skip over because whatever. PC. PC is sandwiched in there during lunchtime between Bethesda and Ubisoft.
Yeah.
And Brent is our field PC liaison.
Yeah.
You have anything exciting for us on that? I guess.
The one thing that I saw that caught my eye is that Intel is going to be not sponsoring it, or I guess maybe sponsoring their end of it, which AMD has sponsored the past 2 years. And that's strange to me because I figured AMD would really want to push their sponsorship of their part of E3 because they just came out with Ryzen, and that's been a pretty big deal for them. It's pretty powerful processors they just recently put out, and I figured
that's
they would
like
want
their new like kind of like fleet of graphics cards and stuff, right? Their Ryzen technology.
No, Ryzen. The Ryzen technology is their CPUs, not GPUs.
Oh, okay.
They're
Right.
the processors.
Okay.
So like Ryzen 7, 5, and 3, and pretty much the higher the number, the more expensive and the better they are.
Good.
And the reviews I've seen, the people are really liking them. Again, they're kind of fighting against Intel with this, against their i7s, i5s, i3s. But people are really liking them, especially for the money. So I just found that kind of strange that AMD is not going to be, running this thing, but it's going to be Intel. So I'm really excited to see what hardware specifically is going to be coming out of this, though. I'm going to have my eyes peeled.
So maybe some 8K.
Yeah. Well, Dell just put out an 8K monitor last week. It's only like $5,000, but
Yeah, I saw
That's
the Witcher 3 running in 8K, and it was the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen until he turned the camera and it like just dropped to 3 frames a second.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's good for screenshots, though.
He sure is.
Totally.
You were telling me about this super cheap graphics card that was just released, which sounds interesting to get people onto Dota and all that, League of Legends and such. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Talking to me or Eagle?
I don't know. Anybody with information on this
Well, what was it?
outdated and unused technology?
It was NVIDIA, right? They threw up to 1030.
1030. Yeah. What was Eagle about? Anywhere from $65 to $75.
Yeah, I think it was real inexpensive like that. Kind of aimed for people like playing League of Legends, maybe some Counter-Strike.
Yeah, maybe.
Can it run Mahjong?
Yeah, it's like a 1-slot graphics card.
Hey, does this thing run Solitaire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll get your Minesweeper at like 60 frames, so it's pretty dope.
I'm pushing 240 frames a second on Minesweeper, CPU running at 30 Celsius.
Yeah.
We're killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One click.
Super stable.
Win the whole round.
Yeah, but 1030s, that's pretty cool for people that just want to play Dota, maybe a little bit of Counter-Strike. We could probably run some Minecraft or Diablo 3. Yeah, pretty inexpensive instead of dropping 200 on a card that you're not even going to be pushing its limits at all.
And
You
these
think
will
Blizzard
always
could
be the
be at the-
reasons why there are 150 million League of Legends players here. 'Cause
Yeah, I
can-
think it's a good move just to
you
get
can run it
people
on a
there.
potato.
Yep.
Do you think Blizzard's going to be there trying to push BattleNet and all that?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I bet so, man. Like BlizzCon is their own thing. They have their own conference.
yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, they've got Overwatch's 1-year anniversary is coming up tomorrow, actually.
Oh.
So, should be riding the train on that. They've got Heroes of the Storm. They've been doing a big push for that lately too. So,
As I understand, they put out a couple Overwatch characters to their roster.
Yeah, they sure did. They're definitely
Anyway.
rounding that out. And like some bigger news for BattleNet is they've said that that's where Destiny 2 is going to be available
For
only
PC.
For PC.
I think they're going for Steam, boys.
Yep.
I am too.
I mean,
And
I think they're trying to make a move over on the bench.
yeah.
what better way to do it than with probably their biggest game?
Yeah, dude, that is huge for PC folk to be able to get on Destiny 2.
Yep. I mean,
That is a big deal.
Now, what's
I
that
don't know
mean to
why you wouldn't buy a
Brent?
PlayStation 4 and Xbox, but that's a big deal.
Does it bother you to have to use like a different storefront and launcher for games, or is the convenience of that so little?
what do you mean by Steam?
Yeah, like how you probably have the majority of your games through Steam, and then some of these games, like I'm sure Battlefield is through Origin.
Yep.
And, BattleNet houses all of Blizzard and Activision stuff. Looks like moving forward.
I mean, no, there's really not that big of a deal. I mean, because once you download a game, you buy it, download it, you have your little shortcut inside your folder just on your desktop. You click that, and then that'll open up whatever you need to. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
But like
What's your
achievements,
password, bud?
friends lists, not a huge deal.
Not to me. I don't know. Like I wish that I didn't have to mess with Origin. I wish everything was in one place for sure. It is an inconvenience. To what degree? None, almost. But
Yeah, I hear you.
I would rather have everything in one place. But
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, that's the reason I went pretty much digital, was like I didn't even want to stand up to switch games anymore.
yeah, like I just like Steam's interface a lot more than Origin's. It's a little more fleshed out. But
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm sure.
So, guys, what is Nintendo going to do?
I think.
I would say
For
Super
theirs.
Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I'd say they're gonna talk
whole
about
lot of
Mario.
Super Mario Odyssey. Well, I mean, their Switch is out. It's I wouldn't say old news, but they don't have that. They have to have games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned before, I really think that they have a great opportunity with their system being so tiny and get a lot of people playing it. But
Yeah,
Super Mario Odyssey, I gotta say, is looking pretty cool.
looks crazy.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Tight and dope.
I'm
Both of
not going to
them.
argue with you, man.
Looking like Grand Theft Mario. He's sitting there walking around. Why does everybody wear a gray suit and look like they're in the Rat Pack, though?
Can we just take a second to talk about like real life humans and then like a cartoon Mario? Like I thought Mario was a human.
Right.
Why?
Turns out there are people in the universe that have 5 fingers.
But it seems like this one's kind of revolving around his hat. Like that's kind of been the
Yeah,
big
the
marketing
old crazy
material.
cap store. It takes place in which I'm sure is a homage to Donkey Kong, and not the title of a rap mixtape, New Donk City. Apparently, you get into your to me it looks like a giant hat, but it's an airship.
Oh,
And
that's
you're
a
taking
hat.
this airship to various places and begin.
Yeah, it looks like full like 3D. Running around like Super Mario 64 and
Yep.
Sunshine.
Yep.
Yep. I'm pretty sure this is only like their third or fourth 3D game that they've released with it. No flag poles. You go wherever you want to go. And,
Yeah, I mean,
no
looks
time
awesome.
anxiety. I don't know a whole lot beyond that. They've just been really generous, it seems, with screenshots.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're out saving the princess again. I've seen billboards in New Donk City of
So silly.
let's say the celebrity wedding of Bowser and Peach. And showing both of
Typical.
them on billboards, and Bowser looks like he's having the best
I
time.
think Mario's just a stage 5 clinger. Can't get over it.
Yeah, I really
Move
think
on. She's
Mario
gonna
needs
get
to change that
kidnapped.
relationship status and move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Come on, Mario.
Maybe find somebody in New Donk City, like a real human.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in New Donk City, Mario.
Plenty of donks in the city, bud.
Oh man. What else? has
Splatoon
Nintendo got?
2
Splatoon.
is really making me scratch my head a little bit. Their direction they're going with that. Eagle, can you help me out with Splatoon 2 a little bit? Because I have only seen the first one.
Yeah.
And
This
this
one
one
doesn't
looks
look much
totally different.
Well, I mean, so Splatoon is, I think, a really creative game, right? It's one of those, Nintendo's not going to do a shooter where you're going to shoot people in the face and their eyeballs are going to pop out. Like, they're not going to do that. So the way they kind of mitigate this is with, painting a surface instead of shooting people. So it kind of works like those old school Tony Hawk graffiti games, right? You want to, get everything your color, paint the walls and stuff. And this one looks like a more expanded version of that. But I'll tell you, dude, I saw the trailer for the single player, which I didn't even realize it had. But man, I mean, they're talking like hub worlds with shopkeepers and NPCs sending you on missions. I was like, whoa, hold on.
Fucking bonfires and firekeepers.
Yeah, well, shoot, medbay and scrap now, homie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks cool though. I'll say that. I'm real interested. That should be pretty neat.
And with it being so mobile, that's I don't know. I think any multiplayer game on that Switch, I said it last week with FIFA, I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea. Even though I may not be buying a Switch,
Yeah.
probably not buying a Switch
No.
because I'm.
I'll
Yeah.
never buy Nintendo again.
Yeah, I was pretty upset. But they also make games for they make games I'm not interested in. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And one thing that's pretty neat that's coming back, Fire Emblem. That franchise is like 25 years old now, and they're just hitting it hard. They have a new one coming out tomorrow for the DS, and then 2 announcements for Switch titles coming out next year.
Wow. Did you
course
check out
it's-
their mobile game at all this year?
No, I want to though. It's actually pulled up right now in my app store.
I tried
'Cause
it
I was
out.
trying to check it out. What'd you think?
I'm not a big fan of like the turn-based, like rock paper scissors style battles. They are.
Yeah.
Like that's not me. And I know a lot of people come to it like for the story and the
People get
relationship stuff.
incredibly attached to the characters.
Yeah. Which, that is some heavy anime stuff for me. I'm not that much of a weeb, so like
Whoa.
it flies over my head.
Excuse me,
Jesus, Eagle.
man.
That's not derogatory, is
We're
it?
not saying it is.
Scott, this is a safe place, man.
Man, take me in.
Oh, I can,
Wrap me in
Dude,
a
we're in a
blanket.
sanctuary
I can
city,
just hear
man.
the triggers going off.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Use Scott's personal email for any complaints on derogatory terms for Fire
Anime
Emblem.
hater 99 gmail.com.
Why are their eyes so big?
Why does sweat always come off of their bodies and streaks
And
of
float
black?
in a thought bubble? Why do they always have a pound sign on their forehead?
Why does it take them so long to punch each other?
Why do we sound like Seinfeld?
What will happen next week?
What's the deal with shoes? But yeah, Fire Emblem is coming out, and a fighter, Arms, which
Yes.
is literally about arms.
Huh.
At least it's not fists.
That's not Nintendo style.
Yeah, this one looks like the whole thing is each fighter has like springs or like ribbons for arms. So like when you throw a punch, you like lead the other player and kind of like throw your hand over there. It seems cool. Like
Yeah.
it seems interesting.
I need to see a little bit more on it. I think, especially with undoubtedly Marvel versus Capcom, what's it called? Infinite? Something like that. That's definitely
Yeah.
going to be there too at E3, I'm thinking.
Do you think that's a Switch thing?
No, I don't think it's a Switch thing.
Oh.
I'm just talking about fighters in general. Because I don't have a lot to say about Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of getting in.
Well, like,
I'm here.
if it's anything like last year, man, like last year, I think really the only thing they had at the show was Zelda. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
Their booth looked like, Zelda's castle, and that was, or Hyrule Castle, and that was it. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 99% Super Mario Odyssey and, a couple Switches floating around with some other stuff.
Yeah.
I would love to see a couple surprises from them.
Yeah.
Like
It would be cool.
Metroid or
Oh,
something.
that'd be awesome.
Oh,
Another Metroid Prime where you can invert the controls so I can actually play it. Somebody write that down.
nah,
at
that's
Nintendo.
okay.
Jacob.
You can just do it like normal.
So sorry, bud.
There you go again with your intolerant attitudes.
It's not intolerance. It's just, bud, come on. It's
You can reach me at
2017.
default is normal at gmail.com.
This guy.
I'm sorry for anybody's inbox. I'm blowing up with hate. Sorry.
It's not inverted. It's the other normal.
Is that what your mom used to always tell you?
Dude, 2017 will be the year of tolerance for people that look down to
I
look
doubt
up.
it.
Oh, you social inversion warrior.
Yeah, we'll see you in Flight Simulator, bud. When you're crashing and burning. And I'm flying.
Maybe Microsoft will announce a new flight simulator. Speaking of that.
Woo-hoo. I just snotted on the microphone with excitement. Hey, do we have any like scraps left on the old tray that we can scrape up and throw back in the bag? Metal Gear Survive supposed to be coming out this year apparently.
That would be.
Gross. Take a shower.
I want to see it.
I don't know, man. I saw like crystal zombie head people.
Dude, I read a quote from Kojima saying Metal Gear is about political fiction and espionage. I don't see where zombies fit in.
Really? The Phantom Pain got pretty weird near the end. Or
It sure
actually the whole time.
The Phantom Pain was spooky.
If you,
Throat sickness.
I mean, I can see some zombies next to some flaming blue whales. That's all what I'm saying.
I just see some people scrambling to take advantage of a beloved video game property that they're lucky to still own.
yeah.
Yeah, well, let's hope
Honestly.
that doesn't happen though.
Yeah. I mean, if it's out, I'll play it because that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But, boys, I don't really have a whole lot more. Anybody else got something to throw on for the old pre-3 event?
I don't know, man. I think I have a feeling like there's going to be a big white whale that shows up. But I don't know what it's going to be. I think there's going to be a big one, though. Have a feeling.
Of course, we're going to be seeing more of Call of Duty, World War II.
Mhm.
We're going to be seeing all that fun
Did
stuff.
we even talk about Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah.
I guess.
What
You think that's going to be at Sony?
What does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it is going to be Sony.
Yeah, they have the rights to show Red Dead Redemption off, along with Battlefront 2 and Destiny 2. But yeah,
Bang, bang.
yeah, that's why I say Sony wins. Just those three right there. But
I don't know. I say Ubisoft wins because one morsel we forgot about, Crew 2.
oh yeah,
That's what the public wants.
yeah,
More
That's what
crew.
it needs. More crew.
yeah.
Hey, that map was awesome. Eagle,
It really was.
please, please tell us your story about your 4-hour race.
Oh,
That was the nail in the coffin for me, bud. That was the last time I played that game to this day. But
Really? That was the last day?
that was the last day, and that probably solidifies for the crew too as well. But
Oh, man.
yeah, that one's a grudge maker. I was in an endurance race in the crew, kind of like a cross country around the map style, like crazy race. 4 hours in, game crashes to dashboard.
oh my god! Wow. How many times did you have to stop for
I'm-
gas?
Man, stop, got a granola bar, some jerky,
Man.
down in
He
Louisiana.
never lets us go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but that was maybe the most rage-inducing moment I've had in gaming in recent years.
That sucks.
Oh, but he wrote an email.
Yeah, I made a
Made
Reddit
it so
post.
bad he wrote a letter.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
that's pretty bad.
I went in.
That's pretty bad. I'd be
It's awful.
fairly
Dude.
upset, to say the least.
Yep.
Crew 2, hopefully no crashes, pun intended.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna do if it's gonna be like more U.S. or maybe like some other map they try and tackle.
Then you scrap that, make us a new driver.
Ooh,
Man, I love that game.
Yeah.
I'm in with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was awesome.
Get
The-
Ryan
a
Gosling.
different kind of driving. That's not. That's Drive.
I
Sorry,
want him to
derailed
star
me.
in
That
Driver,
was
though.
pretty funny. Dude, a driving simulator that isn't a driving simulator, just a new angle on it. That's why I like Driver so much.
Yeah, it was cool. I did like that a lot.
But in a newer iteration, so the cars don't look like bricks.
Yeah.
Like every car in that game looked like a DeLorean.
I love the Miami map.
Yeah.
Where are we at, boys? Do we still got time for some overachievers?
I think we can get it in a quickie.
Ooh.
You got a story for us today, Uncle Eagle?
I think so. Well, yeah.
All right.
So I don't want to keep everybody's time, but I think we'll take a look at some Assassin's Creed Black Flag in the
In the spirit?
in the
Speaking
vein
of
of some
pirate
new Assassin's Creeds.
MMOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yep, and on our favorite segment of Overachievers, we take a look at some of the achievements of games, their rarity, how many gamers have unlocked them. So, yeah, pulled some from Assassin's Creed, I believe it's 4, right? Black Flag?
Yes.
The
You
pirate
are
one?
correct.
Technically, not
'Cause there's-
technically.
All those pirate games out there? So, yeah, Assassin's Creed 4, Sea of Thieves, some of the achievements, or wait, Black Flag, not Sea of Thieves.
I thought that was deliberate.
Nope. Nope. Read my notes. Bad news there.
I got us.
There are a lot of pirate games. See,
Pirates and
Jacob?
Ever
Yep, there's
Pirates.
mass.
There's too many pirate games.
A lot.
And the Pirate Scrolls Online.
All right. So, let's jump into things. Everybody wants to start the story, right? Complete a memory sequence. Y'all have played Assassin's Creed before?
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually they just throw these at you.
All right. Heroes Aren't Born. Completed by 67.16% of players.
Oh man, what stopped them?
Probably the pirates.
Mm.
There was a mutiny. I couldn't finish the first chapter.
That's kind of where I got stuck the first time I tried to play it. I was just done when I was supposed to go to Nassau, or however you pronounce it, and that's at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah. Well, continuing on that thread, so to complete the whole game, the achievement is called Saw That One Coming. So that's memory sequence 13. And that was completed by 15.55% of players.
Ooh, they dropped off.
Doesn't surprise me.
Ooh, they dropped off is the correct answer to that one.
Yeah,
But
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah, dude.
Well, speaking of
Just
being on a
chilling with the
boat,
dolphin.
one of the greatest pastimes of all sailors, you got to go fishing, right?
Yeah.
So the fishing was definitely some of the most frustrating stuff in that game, in my opinion. But the last one, the killer whale, harpoon a killer whale, killer achievement, completed by 17.26% of players.
Oh
So-
man.
About the same amount of people went fishing as the ones that completed that game.
Do you think that maybe they just didn't want to kill whales?
That is a reasonable
I
assumption,
mean, more.
sir.
Because I mean, the way that I think about it, like if you wanted me to kill a whale, even in a game, I'm like, No, that's bad.
Well, I mean, more people killed whales than beat the game.
That's a lot to say.
Killers out there.
Wow, that's a
Just
loaded
saying.
statement.
It's right there.
Whale
There's
killers,
the numbers. Numbers don't lie.
poachers.
Some vicious folks out there.
They do not.
And then finally, I looked up the rarest achievement, as we love to do here on Overachievers. And that looks like it is called His Full Attention. And that is to complete 100% synchronization. Now, that's everything there is to do. All the side missions, doing all the missions
goodies.
correctly. Woo.
0.
Completed by 0.38% of players.
Jesus. I mean,
Oh,
have you guys ever hit a 100% synchronization on any Assassin's Creed?
I did on Brotherhood.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I got pretty close on 2.
Yep.
I was pretty big into that
Yeah,
game,
me
but
too.
I will say I did not finish it
No.
off.
I was more into that multiplayer though in Brotherhood and then Revelations.
Oh, really?
Multiplayer was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, it was cool.
It's kind of like Spies and Mercs, kind of.
In a way, they had different game types, but you usually take turns. You're on teams, and you take turns. Who's the assassin? Who's the
Yeah.
target? And you each have different move sets, and you're running and you're gunning,
Dude, I want
Or knifing.
Ezio with a shotgun now.
wrist blading.
Yeah, everyone wants a wrist blade.
Who doesn't?
want a
It's like a
wrist blade.
Fitbit,
It's like a
but a
it's
sword.
like a fidget toy.
Oh, God. Those are taking over the world.
That sounds more Watch Dogs, like a weaponized fidget spinner.
Dinking people in the
Sounds like
foreheads.
something Marcus would use.
That's
For
real.
sure. Man, but seriously, only 0.38% completed the game entirely.
Yeah, and to those few men, congratulations
Kudos.
on that. That's a
Thanks
tough
for
one,
putting
man.
up with the beginning of the surmised end of Assassin's Creed. Hopefully, Origins will
Revitalize it.
bring it back to
Yeah.
life.
And I didn't want to bore you with a whole bunch of achievements, but just to put that into perspective, there were a lot of achievements that were really low in like the 0.5 or 0.4%, and a lot of them revolved around the sailing and the mini game stuff, like
Because it
the
was no
Didn't-
fun.
yeah.
Like it in 3.
It was no fun. But I'm still am a little surprised, though, because they gave away Black Flag for free. I thought
That's
maybe
true.
those numbers would get skewed a little more, to the higher side, because that wasn't long ago. It's like
True.
a month ago that they were giving it away.
Last year.
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
wrong.
yesterday.
Yeah, oh yeah, because that's
It
where I
was-
got it. I got it for free on live.
Heard that.
But yeah, so next week we'll find something fun. So yeah, any of you listeners out there, if you have any ideas of a game that you'd like to take a look at the trophies or achievements, hit us up on Twitter at Edgy Stances. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. @sign. And you know what? Not just overachievers either. Like, just for anything. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us what you want to hear about in the future. We definitely would like to interact with the community. And you can always reach us at edgystances@gmail.com. Check out the website, edgystances.squarespace.com. And you can find us individually, too. Where can we find y'all, Eagle and Old Crow?
You can find old Eagle at Best Eagle Alive, pretty much on anything, Twitter, Xbox, Beam. You can check me out there. I've been streaming a bunch of The Surge this week. So come die with me on that. That was a pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Deck 13 is really nice, too. Like, oh, man, we love that game. They've been, like, talking to us and stuff. It's
Yeah,
Real
shout out
cool.
to you guys. Y'all are doing big things over there. Hopefully we see some more.
Yeah.
What about the Old Crow?
Yeah, you can find me at AWBS 88 on Steam, Twitch as well. Even though we've been, or at least I've been streaming on Edgy Stances. Our
Yeah,
Twitch.
Twitch handle is Bloodshot Eyes Sore Thumbs No Space.
And I've been streaming The Surge on there. Been loving that game. It's pretty good. Not what I expected, but in good ways. So if you want to hop over there and watch us die. I believe have you guys been streaming on that Twitch as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, and I've been on my
actually,
Beam.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to back up a little bit. On PlayStation, I'm usually streaming on Twitch, but on Xbox, I've been using the Beam service, and that's / Best Cast Alive for that one. Beam.pro / Best Cast Alive.
Okay.
Because it is the
Find
best
us on
podcast
Beamer.
I've ever
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah, I'll make sure to have some quick links up, at least on our Twitter profile page, so it's just a click away for everybody.
Definitely.
Guys, that was fun. I was a little nervous coming into this one. I mean, E3 is just packed with news and excitement and expertise, so many talented people and so much money floating around. I just wanted to do it justice. But
Yes.
a lot of expectations this year for it. I'm pretty sure we're going to be coming back with an episode afterwards.
Mm-hmm. And
Don't
again,
hold me to
E3
it.
is in June, early June.
Oh, yeah, to repeat those dates. EA, I believe, starts their conference. EA Play, it's either the 9th or 10th and goes to the 12th.
It's the 10th.
And
Yep.
10th, yeah. And then E3 starts the 13th and goes to the 15th.
11th through the 14th.
11th through the 14th. Just a day off. So
Bang,
many
bang.
numbers.
Yeah.
Y'all, thank you very much for listening. Please find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict. Rate and review us. You don't need to give us 5 stars, but we're really hungry. And, I guess we'll be okay.
Yeah,
with
dude.
3 or 4, but, whatevs.
5's the way to
And
go. To be a cool kid.
stay tuned for next show. We're going to be talking about, and again, sorry, boys, I'm putting the handcuffs on us. We're going to be doing Destiny 2, our impressions, and The Surge, which I believe will be more than enough
Oh, yeah.
content.
Yes.
Something to be excited about. Y'all stay embered and stay listening, please. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone out here who listens to the Bloodshot Eyes Sore Thumbs podcast.
Spank ya.
And I hope you have the best day you've ever had.
The best. Bye-bye.